All right, folks. Today is the 28th of December. It's the 29th of December, 2024. This is In the Image Clothing Company music, and I want to talk about probably my favorite chord. Maybe between that and the D chord, but we're talking about the A minor chord. And that's just a quick little run through I like to do with that A minor. Frank might be slightly out of tune, but this is Frank the guitar. The little Yamaha CGS 102A. A little bit customized by me. I want to talk about why. Well, first I'm going to mention this. The A minor is a chord that I come back to all the time. Like, I like to just pick through chords a lot. I'll just kind of hold the chord shape as just an A minor, right? You've got pointer finger here on the B string, here on the G string, and here on the... Okay. First fret of the B string, second fret of the G string, and second fret of the D string. That's your A minor. And you don't play the lowest string here, okay? But I normally pick like this. Okay, so the A minor is a chord that I just come back to and come back to and come back to and come back to. And like I said, this is In the Image Clothing Company music, which is 1/3 of our whole company, In the Image Clothing Company. We have also In the Image Clothing Company podcast with discussions on the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, at In the Image Clothing Company, the reason why we have that name and we are what we are, apart from like the music side of things, like, you know, we're a whole thing here. And the reason that we are is to allow the human body to work. And we do it mostly through clothing. But I know the body in depth as far as the anatomy, the functionality, the skeletal system. Now, the neutral wrist is what I'm always talking about. That's why I love Frank the guitar so much. I told you what model this is. It's a half-sized guitar. I'm 6 foot 2 inches tall, but this is ideal because if I were just standing, I'm just standing, and now I'm just playing guitar, and nothing has shifted. I'm just standing, and that's what we need for our bodies. Now, an A minor is probably just about the easiest chord to play because of this reason. If I just take my arm here, like I'm saying, I'm just standing and my arm's just relaxed, and I just put my arm up to the guitar and put my fingers down, I'm in an A minor chord shape. And so that's the reason. And I've had so many poorly set up guitars. I've had 20 guitars. Frank's my 20th. I've purchased a lot of guitars that were set up poorly. I've bought guitars and done things to them that actually made them worse in a lot of ways, right? A lot of learning that has gotten me to my understanding of what we need within guitars for the human body's function. And what I have found, actually I just kind of thought about this in the other room, is that you're right here at an A minor. I mean, it's literally like you just take your hand, palm up, and just place it there, and curl your fingers in, just leave your pinky kind of off the fretboard. There's your A minor. You don't have to do anything besides curl your fingers in, because your pointer finger is already slightly shorter, so when you curl it in, it's just gonna sit there, and then your other two fingers are just going to rest where they do. I mean, it's so similar to just how your hand would naturally close. And so I think that's the reason I've spent no, I'm not going to say I think, that is the reason. I also love the sound of it. I do, and it's very, very dynamic. But, yeah, there's more reasons. But one of the biggest reasons is, yeah, it's just, you can just sit here, and it's like you're just supporting the guitar. And, like, Frank doesn't have a strap, but I can stand and just very comfortably play. Wow. Shout out to that A minor. In all seriousness. That seemed... Yeah, anyway. In all seriousness, the A minor. I just wanted to make a video about it because Well, yeah, I think one big, huge thing is poorly set up guitars. You're probably going to A minors quite a bit, and maybe you have experienced this yourself. Now, Frank's very, very well set up, and I've done a lot to him in the week and a half that I've had him to get him to the point that he's at. But, poorly set up guitars, you just try to play something, you try to get to any other chord, and it's like a little bit awkward feeling. But since this is so similar to just the way that your hand would just close, then even if it's a little bit set up bad, like, just the case, because sometimes you get guitars that are just set up terrible. Your hand is still in such a similar position to where it's just naturally going to be, right? That neutral wrist straight out from the pinky, put it up, and there you go. I mean, you're just closing your hand. So I guess I showed how to do it, right? I showed where to put your fingers. If you haven't really learned any guitar chords, I'm going to call the A minor the easiest chord. There's other chords that might have less notes, less places to like put your fingers or anything. Right, that might just only be pressing one string, even if there's a chord like that. I don't know as of right now, or like two fingers. Like there's other, like those are both chords, and that's without the pointer finger. But I'm gonna call the A minor at least one of the easiest chords, because no, I mean definitely it could be the easiest, really. I mean, because it's just most all your hand is gripping except for that pinky, and it's still allowed to be pretty well like neutral, and yeah, so it's a comfortable position for your body to be in. So I love A minors. I've played A minors just a ton. I'm self-taught as far as guitars go. And the A minor is a chord that I'll just sit with for quite some time and just sit there and pick through it. So, I mean, I think I've noticed that. Here's the thing. I talk all the time about, and I always will, that we have to have a radius, a rounding to the nut, to the fretboard, and to the saddle that travels through your entire body, clear down to the arches in your feet. If there's not a radius there, sometimes you'll get classical guitars, commonly actually, that are completely flat, entirely damaging to your body. I have done things to this that are not the same as how this model of guitar comes, to ensure that there's a radius there. But what'll happen is, like I'm saying, it's such a similar position to like this, which is just, again, neutral wrist and just kind of naturally closing your fingers together, that in that position, your fingers there are actually pretty well like flat on the tips of them. And so even playing a nylon string, like traditional classical flat fretboard guitar, there you are in a position that's not so unnatural right there, because your fingers are right next to each other. That pointer finger is shorter, but then like it's a little bit back, so really it's kind of actually in line. It's not that your hand is flat, because that's the whole reason we talk about needing the radius, but in that specific position, the ends of the fingers, because they're different lengths, line up to where, having flat fretboard guitars, that's what I would play, especially with those. It's like I feel like I felt like, and still feel as though I can't, because that's not how the human hand works, play any other chords anywhere near comfortably, but that A minor was kind of comfortable. Well, except for like, right, chords where, that's all chord actually, this. Those are all chords, but it's the exact same thing with, as far as just the same, just moving up. But yeah, something like that is the same as the A minor, because these two fingers aren't moving, but it's because of the length discrepancy within the fingers that those very specific chords feel okay on a flat fretboard, because it accommodates only in that very specific position for the discrepancy in length of the fingers. So yeah, that's I just kind of wanted to say, that's what I've come to as far as the knowledge of why A minors are such a comfortable thing to play. There also is the love of the sound. It's not only that they're comfortable physically, but there's just so there's so much within an A minor that I love to listen to. So yes. so dynamic. It's like almost cinematic. It's like it like puts you into this like, I don't know, really cool thing. It's really, really cool. I love A minors. You hear a lot of them from me. You already have, if you have heard anything that I've put out anywhere that you could find, then yeah. So anyway, I guess one thing I can say is if you're trying to learn guitar, an A minor would probably be a really good place to start. I'm going to show it one more time. Take your pointer finger on that second string in, which is that B string, put on that first fret space, and then your middle finger you'll put on that third string in, on the second fret space. Okay, that's not actually quite how it is. Your ring finger will go there. Third string in on that second fret space, and your middle finger, fourth string in on that second fret space as well. And then you play from here down. But it would actually sound like this. Okay. So, such a beautiful chord. Probably the easiest chord. I don't want to say that as if it's like certainly the easiest, like a blanket statement, because these other ones that are like the same shape basically don't require a third finger. But one of the easiest chords for sure. Something that's very accommodating for your hand and that neutral wrist, and just allowing you to grip the neck. So, yeah, that's something I was just found out in the other room, you know, as far as like just realized the reason why. So I've got some videos that you could check out though that would really go along with this. Well, I have a video titled Full Nylon String Guitar Setup, where I go through everything within the guitar to just set it up the way that's going to accommodate your human body. Okay, we have to do everything in life around our bodies. We can't do anything the other way. And I also have a video talking about the importance of nut slots, and within there I really show, especially with the nylon string guitars, that G string, this one right here, it is so much thicker than the ones next to it, and so, you know, allowing that to be even with the rest of them with that slight rounding is what I really go into within that video. Those things would be good things to check out that relate to this if you'd like to do that. So yeah, this is In The Image Clothing Company music. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool music, and a lot of cool informational things, instructional things, and I've got a ton of experience under my belt with guitars, so I'm sharing it. Good stuff, man. That's going to really help you if you'd like to know. Check us out. So you can also check out the other two sides of the company if you'd like. The podcast is amazing, and then the clothing company side of things for the sake of the human body, for allowing our bodies to just be unaltered and unrestricted and just work the way that our God designed them to work. The only way that they actually do anything. So, okay. Thank you.